Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Naked Truth. I am Jennifer Bleacher. I'm one of your hosts this evening, and our other host is the amazing Elizabeth. Finding Elizabeth.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Tonight, I guess, was it the very first Naked Truth that Patty and I were on, Jennifer?
It was the second. The
Oh,
first
the
one
second
was
one.
Lessa, Sarah, and Gooch Monster.
Okay,
You were the
so
second.
we were second to Less of Sarah and Gooch Monster, but I am so thrilled to have Watch PattiMelt here, who is, I say, my WLS BFF.
Hello.
So, how are you today?
I'm
Oh, no.
really here, you guys. Thanks.
Hold on.
Is she frozen?
So, Patty, why don't you tell everybody who doesn't know, which I doubt there's hardly anybody who doesn't know, a little bit about your journey and how it's happened.
Okay. So going back to just the start of my weight loss journey, in October 2013, I reached my pinnacle of being high weight and dealing with it, and decided at that point that I really needed to get serious. So decided to start losing weight a little bit and went down the road of considering and making the decision to have weight loss surgery. So with that, I did OptiFast from January until April, and between basically that October 2013 time and the April 15th, 2014, I lost 70 pounds. On April 15th, 2014, I had RNY, gastric bypass. And since then, I have, trudged the journey and reached my goal on July 13th of this year, 2015. And my goal weight was 180 pounds. I'm currently sitting at a weight of today 175. So my lowest has been 174. So,
Awesome.
So that's where I'm at.
So I totally forgot you were RNY. I don't know why I forgot that. I was thinking you were VSG like me, but you're RNY.
Yes.
Do you feel like that losing that first 70 pounds like gave you a huge advantage in this whole process?
I think that 4 months of being, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay. I think that first 4 months of being on OptiFast, what it did is it helped me to structure eating 5 times a day and small amounts. And so in that instance, it wasn't a big shift for me after having surgery. So for that, I felt like it was a great head start just for the head game change.
I think it would be, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. It was good.
So we're going to go into community celebrations, and then we will come back and be asking asking Patty a few of our own questions before we get to your questions that you submitted this week. Also, guys, a quick note, my computer has died, so I'm on a laptop tonight, and for some reason, I can't see comments during, from the live show, so if you're writing comments...
I've got them.
Elizabeth can see them. Yeah. I can't see them, but Elizabeth can see them, which is great. And then also, I have my Facebook up in case anybody can't comment. Just send me a PM on Facebook, and we will get to it if we have time. Hopefully, we'll have some time for that. Okay, so celebrations. Tammy Warner, she is 10 months out yesterday, and her 34th birthday is on Monday. Woohoo! Happy birthday, Tammy. James Haney, he has a really silly one. He said that he ate a few bites of a Quest bar the other day without fighting the urge to vomit. So
Okay, go James.
I don't like Quest bars either, by the way, James.
I only like one flavor.
Dennis Benet shared that Lori Welker is having surgery on September 21st. So shout out to her. That's like tomorrow. Wow. So she's probably getting ready for that tonight. Barb Zook, she is officially in Wonderland. Woo-hoo, congratulations, Barb. Trisha Pretty O'Neill has lost 101 pounds since her pre-operative diet. Yep, that is amazing. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Donna Brett Clay, she's pretty private about her journey, but she said she wanted to share this, that she had surgery in March of 2014. And since she began, she has lost 197 pounds.
Wow.
And she is feeling fantastic. Jane Pruitt has plastics last week. and she could use some positive energy, so sending positive energy to Jane Pruitt. Let's see. Jennifer Mahoney, celebrating yet another day, living the dream in maintenance. Can I get a what? Catherine Dadson, who is Sister Scaleback on YouTube. Her husband, Jerry, is having surgery on October 22nd, and he will be getting VSG. So, yay, that's awesome. Becca, is it Becca Mikulicka? She just reached her 100 pounds loss mark, so congratulations. Sonia Hales VSG Bison, she's celebrating her 3-year surgery on 9/11. This year she has completed 3 races, including a 5K, climbing a rock wall with her daughter, and she loves working out with her 16-month-old son. Plus, she has been down 50 pounds since she gave birth to him, which was kind of her reason for having surgery, was so that she could have another baby. So that's awesome. Angela, oh gosh, Locke. I don't know the first name. Rita Giuliano, maybe Locke. She has an NSV to celebrate. She's a teacher, and she has recently switched schools. I think she said, for how long she said she was with the school, for 13 years. And she said prior to surgery she would not have had the courage to do that. So congratulations, Angela.
Nice.
Tessa Rose had RNY surgery on September 15th. Marika on the move. She is 1 month RNY. She's already down 80 pounds.
Wow.
Amazing. 50 pounds since surgery 6 weeks ago. So this is her 1 month transformation celebration. She just made that up. I like it. One month celebration.
Nice.
And then Michelle VSG. Did you guys meet her at WSFA last? Oh,
yes.
Loved her. So Michelle VSG. She just passed her 2-year surgery, and she didn't post about it, but she's had a little bit of regain, about 20 pounds, and she's trying to get back on track. So, congratulations on your 2-year surgery, Michelle. That's all I have. But Elizabeth, didn't you have one more?
Yeah, I have 2. One is Fat Doesn't Define Me, VSG. It was her 1-year surgery yesterday. And I think somebody who's here with us today hit a normal BMI or something.
Yeah, for 2 days. For 2 days.
I think the only time I was ever a normal BMI was at birth.
Yeah, exactly. It was, believe me, it was a fleeting moment, I'm sure.
It counts. We got a lot of people on YouTube commenting, so I just thought I'd tell you guys who's here.
Okay.
Sister Scaleback is here. She says, "Hi everyone, glad to be here to see one of my favorite YouTubers, Patti." Sleeve Rocker says, "Patti always makes me smile."
Aww.
Aw. Gastric Rose, hello my friends, love you all. BSG Kelly, getting her done. Beautiful bariatric babes. Gastric Rose says she needs some of my wine tonight. So. Trisha says, "Hi ladies." Patricia Lopez says hello. We have a lot of people.
Nice.
Laura Hayden says, "Looking forward to this, ladies. Tuning in from New Zealand."
Aww.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Christina Rangel says, "Hello, beautiful ladies. Hugs."
Aww.
That's everybody.
Very
So
nice.
awesome.
You know,
Thank you guys
actually-
all for being here.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks for being here. I'm sorry, I have another celebration real quick, sorry. Alexa Ann Phelps, or Phillips, let's see, she's at 158. She's still going down. She's at 158. And her clothes are falling off, so that's always a good thing.
Hey.
So congratulations. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, we ready to jump in? Oh.
Yes, and we have one more watching us who can't comment live. Gretchen D. Johnson is watching. She just can be on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
Great. So, Patti, we always kind of start out with just kind of getting kind of an understanding of what your journey with weight and being overweight has been for you. So, were you overweight as a child? Did it happen later?
You know, that's a great question. I was in a sport when I was young. I skated up until I was about fifth grade, and up until that point, I could eat anything I wanted. We were pretty. I wouldn't say we were strictly dieting ever during that sport. I would just say as we approached certain competitions, there was a big focus on nutrition, but not managing what we ate or anything like that. Just making good choices. And then when I quit skating, because I used to eat like crazy, I did start putting on weight and became a little bit more sensitive to being overweight. I went through periods in junior high and high school of losing weight, and even into college where I lost a lot of weight, and I was pretty trimmed, not the healthiest of ways. You know, one extreme to another.
Yeah,
yeah, and so, but it was about when I was about 26, 27, which is about 20 years ago, is when I started the huge increase to being, I mean, had some overweight issues, but not much. Like I'm talking maybe 20 pounds. Then I went into my growth of being super morbidly obese. So, and I was that way for a good 18 years. So that's kind of my dish.
And what was the moment that finally led you to the decision to have weight loss surgery?
You know, I had a good friend who, it's now been about 9 years. She had RNY gastric bypass, and she's just this really strong, intelligent, I really always respected her. And I thought, oh my gosh, she's having that surgery. And in the back of my mind then, I thought to myself, wow, that's probably something I should consider if I can't get a handle on this at some point. And then all the years passed and so forth. And so a couple of years ago, I knew somebody else who had VSG, and she was telling me about her journey and so forth. And I was like, wow, I was encouraged by that. And I knew I had a moment where my knees were killing me. I was just diagnosed pre-diabetic. I had sleep apnea. And my father had his first heart attack at 52 years old, and I knew it was do or die for me. And I remember thinking to myself, at that point I was 45, and I was like, you know, I've lived a great life. If this is all there is for me, I'm okay with dying. And I can't imagine thinking that now. But to answer your question, right. It was 2 years ago in October. I literally fell to my knees, and I'm a person of God as my leader of my faith, and I just said, help me. I know I have to do the work, but I need help. And that started just the course of events of me really getting honest with myself.
So
you and I are so similar.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
I was just like diagnosed as pre-diabetic. I had the sleep apnea. My mom had a heart attack very young. So yeah. A lot of the same thoughts.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So that was it.
So I know because we went through Patti and I, if you don't already know, we went through the pre-op journey together. We were both in classes together, and she was really super, super educated about things. She would come into class and know shit that none of us knew, and she was like talking about Chris Waffle before I had any idea what that was. But I'm like, okay, whatever you say. But I mean, you were very informed about the process, much more than I think a lot of us were. But I think we all have ideas before we have surgery about what this is going to be like. So I'm just kind of wondering if the reality was different than what you thought it was going to be like, and how so.
Yes, and funny, my whole educational process came from YouTube and all the wonderful people in the community. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's contributed over time to sharing their journeys, because that's how I got my education. But to answer your question, it's actually been more positive than I thought, in the sense that my fear and my concern was dying on the table. My father passed away on the table having surgery. That was But B was the after effect of how is this going to impact me with eating, and am I going to be throwing up all the time? Am I going to be having, being R&Y, you hear so many different things, and am I going to have, not to be gross, but am I going to have diarrhea all the time? Am I going to, that was my greatest fear, and I can say literally from 3 weeks on after just the recovery from surgery, I've had it pretty darn easy, which I'm so grateful for because I know there's some people out there who haven't. Now, I am a rule follower, pretty much. I mean, there's some rules I break, but I am a rule follower too.
So which rules do you break?
I drink through a straw.
Huh?
Yeah, that's, I know, oh, God, I know, help me. I chew gum, and I will have a cocktail every now and again. What else do Elizabeth, what other rules do I break?
She is like a real rule follower. I mean, I have to say, it's like a little crazy. I'm like, do you ever like eat pizza? She's like, oh, only the top. I'm like, okay.
Well, okay, let me ask a question. So do you eat refined carbs?
I will go days where I'll have some crackers, but I will not have bread, rice, spaghetti, pasta. I will have some potato, and I will sometimes have crackers with like yogurt dips and that kind of thing. Let me tell you something. It's not because I am, holier than thou that I follow the rules. The reason I follow the rules is because I am extreme. And if I don't follow the rules, it's not even a slippery slope. It's a landslide. So that's why.
Yeah, I hear you there.
And that's good, yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I should probably do that because I'm like, I'm on the slippery slope down right now, so I'm not in a good place. But so what about drinking? Do you, like, how long do you wait before you drink? I mean, before you eat, after you drank, and then how long do you wait after you've eaten before you drink again?
Okay, so my doctor, his thing was the day of surgery, he said, you can drink now and you can eat immediately following. So I don't have to wait between drinking and then eating, but I still wait 30 minutes between eating and drinking. And if I drink something and I feel like, I go, okay, I need to wait a little longer because clearly something's still there waiting to digest. So
yeah, I actually can't do it. I mean, some people say that they can drink right after eating. I can't physically do that.
Yeah, neither can I.
Yeah.
What about portion sizes? Do you measure your food?
I do most of the time. I mean, if I'm out with, in a social situation or, at family or something like that, no. But when I'm home, yes, I do. I when I put my granola on top of my yogurt, I get out the quarter cup measuring and I will weigh my almonds on the scale. You get more almonds than if you weigh it versus count them out. Thank you, Weight Watchers, for pointing that one out.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of thoughts about WLS in our journey to a thinner version of ourselves pre-op. What did you think it was going to be like, and how is it different from reality?
Wow, that's a good question. Okay, wait, can you repeat the first part of that again? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, we have a lot of thoughts about what life is going to be like after we have surgery. So what is the reality versus what you thought life would be like after surgery?
Okay, so what I was explaining before is one of the things I'm like, that didn't occur. I don't think my life is a whole lot different pre-surgery to post-surgery. I just know, I think I feel just my mind being free from all of the minutia is allowing me to be more relaxed in life, and that I didn't understand the ramifications of how freeing that was going to be, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One of my things pre-op was just this idea that I'm never going to be able to eat these foods again. I remember like being in the shower the day of surgery thinking, holy shit, I'm never going to have anything good again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't happen, just saying.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, that's a big deal to say you're going to give away this huge thing that gives you pleasure. But now I can enjoy it for like 2 bites of something that's delicious, which is really awesome. So tell me, Patti,
Yes.
This is a Barbara Walters moment. No. What have been the most powerful moments along this process for you?
Gosh, the most powerful moments. Just doing a lot of the things that physically I either wasn't capable of doing or I didn't have the courage to try to do. That to me has been just awesome. The changes in my health and the way I feel, that's been overwhelming. The impact it's just had on people without even saying it to other people or without them even saying anything, the positivity that's come out of it. I didn't know, I didn't realize how much, my thought process and my weight impacted other people. Then they haven't come out and said, oh, but I just know that my interaction with other people is on a much more positive scale, if only in my mind.
Did you think you were going to do it? I mean, did you think you were going to make it to your goal?
Oh, good question. No. Well, my doctors had me peg 220 to 230.
Yeah, your doctor's goal was like crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, well, and I told my husband that day, he was with me, and I said it in front of the doctor. I'm like, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
I had been 180 earlier in my life, in my 20s, and I knew what that looked like and so forth, and I knew what I felt like then. So I had always wanted to get to that number. But when you're older, you can carry weight a little differently too, and
yeah.
I think you can carry a little more. So I was like, even if I get to 190, 195, under 200, I'll be happy. So to actually get there, I was like, wow. And then to be a little bit under now, I'm like, wow, okay. I just did not think it was humanly possible.
Yeah.
So.
Did you, Jennifer? I know I didn't. I mean, I'm nowhere near goal, but that I would get here where I am today, it's like, yeah, that's not happening. That's for everybody else.
Maybe I was too optimistic. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I thought I would already be at goal by now. Like I didn't think it would be like it would take me. I didn't think that this last part would be as hard as it's been. Like it's been so insanely hard. I mean, I was thin for so many years, and my goal is like 20 pounds heavier than my 165 is like 20 pounds heavier than I usually. Like in college, I was 145.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty, I was being pretty lenient with myself to say 165, but I have not been able to go below 195. Like, it's been really, really hard for me, and then, with my recent stress, it's been, impossible. Like, it's just not moving at all, because I'm making really, really bad choices. I mean, let's be honest, I'm making bad choices. I was so excited to have Patti on tonight for many reasons, but one of them was I wanted to hear what she was doing, because she and I are we started at a very similar place. And we're similar height, and you're 5'9", right?
5'10".
5'10", yeah. Well, she's taller than me, but yeah. So I think it's one of the most important things that you said today is just the consistency and not breaking the rules. I think to myself sometimes it's okay if I have one bite of a Nutty Bar because I can only have one bite of it, but it's really not okay because it takes me to a bad place.
Does it make you want to have it again and again? That's my fear.
Yes, absolutely. It absolutely does. It makes me want to have it again and again, and then I'm just making lots of bad choices.
Oh, I mean, you're you've got a lot going on, and
yeah,
understandable. But,
yeah. And I'm an emotional eater, so it's hard. I wanted to tell you guys, people are PMing me who can't comment live, so I wanted to let you know who is watching. And Dennis Vinay is watching, so hi, Dennis. And he said he can't comment live, but he wanted to let Patti know that he loves her very much.
I love you too.
And Lindsay Cooks is also watching and is able to comment live. And she has a question for you, and it's actually the question that I was going to ask next. So I'm just going to say what she said because she put it in a really creative way. She says, girl, you fine. Do you get hit on a lot, and how has this impacted your marriage?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. My husband and I talk about that quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but I always want to keep that kind of thing in check as far as I want to not put any type of question in his mind about, because as we get slimmer and stuff, people respond differently. Let's be honest. I mean, people are human beings, and they do respond in a different way. But I've been hit on a few times. It was funny. This is kind of funny. I'll share a quick story. Last week, I was out to lunch with a friend, and one of my clients who I worked with a year ago came into the restaurant. He was there actually, long story short, meeting his ex-wife. They have a very amicable relationship, and their son. And so he walks into the restaurant, and I spot him out, and I'm like, hey, Michael. And he's like looking at me. He's all, hi. And he goes and he sits down and he keeps looking and smiling at me, and my girlfriend's all, he totally doesn't recognize who you are. And I'm like, I think you're right, And so and I'm like, hey, how's it going, from across the table, because I'm thinking at some point he's going to make the connection, because we're friends through social media too. So anyways, it was quite funny. He came over afterwards. He's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, Patti, I finally figured it out. And I go, oh, no, that's okay. So he thought I was hitting on him, and he told me that. It was kind of funny. But, things happen where sometimes, like, there's definitely a different level of attention. But thankfully, my husband he's loving this whole thing. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's loving the whole. He finds it interesting, funny, comical, but at the same time, he's super proud of me too. So, anyways, it's been nice. He's a lot more secure than I would be. Let's just say that. So, if the roles were reversed. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We have got a lot of people watching today, Patti.
Yes, I have more people DMing me too.
Go ahead, sorry.
Real quick, Michael May is saying hi, and says, love y'all.
Oh,
and Teeny Tiny coming for Christine watching too. She says, hi guys, love you guys.
And Sister Scalback says, thank you, Jennifer, for the lovely shout out for my husband, Jerry. Can't wait for you to meet him next summer.
Yes, in Michigan.
Miss Beautiful Alicia says, hey, ladies, love you, Patti. Let's see. Gastric Rose says, Patti, you always look so model perfect. Yes, she does. Love your style, lady. Dennis Benet says, I'm here watching a great show. So happy to watch PattiMelt on the show tonight. Cartwheel VSG says, hi, everyone. Glad to be here. Everyone looks lovely. Gastric Rose says, I believe the straw thing is only the first few months because of air for the most part. And that's what, there's a video from Dr. Weiner where he says, like, the 10 misconceptions about what to do after weight loss surgery, and that's one of them, that you could still use a straw. But she says, but again, I'm a dinosaur, which she isn't. Marika on the Move says, yay, I made it. I keep on trying to sign in on time to watch each week. This week I made it. It's great to see you all. Ria Reloaded says, I can't believe I was late tonight of all nights. I was waiting for my video to publish. Hello, everyone. Oh, Frank, do we want to ask what? I'm just going to ask this question, and then I'll go to my
Go ahead.
Yeah. Frankensleeve says, Patti, do you remember what your first NSV was?
Ooh, my first NSV.
I'm trying to remember. What was that?
Probably taking a poop. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think it had something to do with France, right?
Sorry, everyone, but that's totally it. My first NSV was, I think, adjusting my seat in my car. Yeah, because it was getting to the point where it was hard for me to buckle my seat belt if my seat wasn't all the way back. So, yeah.
And Angie in Indiana says, hi, ladies. I can't wait to meet you all. In 3 days, I will be 3 months out, RNY, and have lost 99 pounds.
Awesome.
So maybe when I weigh in the next few days, I'll hit the 100-pound mark. You have all been such an inspiration to me. And Patricia Lopez says, hello, everyone. Carrie McGuire says, hi, all. First time getting to watch you. I'm behind on all my video watching, but we'll catch up soon. You inspire me and everyone. So awesome.
So nice.
So Jennifer talked a little bit, asked you about how your relationship. I think I drank too much of my sangria already. Relationship has changed. But what about in terms of your career and your friendships? Have you found that weight loss has impacted that?
Good question. As far as my friendships go, I've had the same core group of friends since like 7th grade of my really, really close friends. Of course, I've met Elizabeth in this last couple of years, which we've grown an awesome relationship.
And I'm the only one of her friends who's not blonde, right?
That's not true. So they've seen my, my difference in my weight and how that's impacted me emotionally and through my personality and so forth. So they've all been really, really supportive and good. I would say at times I see myself drawing different boundaries, not just with friendships, but also with work. Before I did a lot of people pleasing and a lot of yes, and now it's more like making decisions that actually are mutually beneficial more so now than just about trying to make everyone else happy. And that's been really a struggle for me, probably one of the biggest struggles, because I think a lot of us in the YouTube world, I shouldn't say that, I'm generalizing, but I think there's a lot of people pleasers out there, right? And I think we're all giving people. And so that boundary that's been just really, it almost takes on like a physical gut-wrenching thing when you say no or you draw a different line. So for me, that's been my experience. So, but it's becoming more comfortable. As far as my work goes, that's another thing too. I don't say yes to everything anymore. In the past, I'd just be like roll over and, I worked crazy hours and I did. And now it's just, when I decided to do this and focus on this that year, I said, I don't care if I'm in real estate. I don't care if I ever sell a house again this next year, even though it's obviously something I need to do. I need to focus on my health.
You have to pay for Nashville.
Yeah, exactly. I need to focus on my health. And it's interesting about how finally starting to put myself as a priority. It's not that everyone expected me to set my priorities aside, because they didn't do that for themselves. It's just how I related to the world differently then versus now. And you know what? My family doesn't feel let down. They're overjoyed with the transformed Patti. So, it's different, and people aren't sometimes expecting me to say no, but, things definitely have their place a little bit better now. So I'm grateful for that, even though it's hard.
I find that as well. It's really interesting because I worked 24/7 as someone who has their own business. And now when I go somewhere, like when we went to WLSFA, I was offline. And that's something for people to get used to when you work for them for years and years and years and you don't do it. Two things. One, you mentioned your family. I wanted to give a shout out to your mom.
Aw, thank you. She's watching. She's watching.
I know. That's why I want to give her a shout out.
She literally lives around the corner from me. So thank you for saying that to my mom, because she's a beautiful mama. Thank you.
And I want to put it out there now. I met her in a hospital waiting room, but I would like to actually formally meet her and go to coffee or breakfast or something sometime. So,
for sure.
Just saying. And the other thing is, and I think you said this on a video or I wouldn't bring it up, but you had a really great NSV story about going to a conference as it related to work. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Can you share that? Are you comfortable sharing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So every year I go to this conference, and there's like about 5,000 people, and it's in a convention center type of situation. And they have situations where there's chairs, and they're right next to each other, on top of each other. And then they also have these tables you can sit at. Well, the chairs, they're, in the couple $100 range. But to sit at a table, it's like $1,000. And the table gives you more space. And not that I'm trying to equate, the value of money or anything like that, but I was so concerned about being, oozing on to other people and so forth. I would pay to sit at those crazy tables, that crazy price of money. And it's just like, or I would arrive early and I would pull the chair apart if I could and pull it out. So anyways, it was interesting. It was a year ago that I actually sat in a chair, and it was funny because I had some friends sitting close by me, and they saw me, and they didn't recognize me at first because I started to change. And they just started crying because I was sitting there in the chair. They knew. they knew my journey. So it was really, and I cried, and she took a picture of me, and I actually had that on Facebook where my hands are at. So yeah, it was very cool, and very emotional moment. That was one of my best NSVs.
Does your career have any impact on you taking down your YouTube videos?
You know what? Actually, no, not so much my career. Yes and no. I took down my videos, and they're all public right now. So in preparation for the show and for afterwards, if anyone followed my journey, I was private and still am private about the whole surgery thing. I just didn't want people's opinions. It's not. It's like people sometimes have opinions and sometimes they don't. I just didn't want them to have them at all, where this was concerned, because I can really get caught up in listening and hearing what people think, and I didn't want anyone weighing in before I had surgery about what they thought. I didn't want anyone weighing in after, all of that. I just wanted to keep it. What happened was a couple months ago, we were at a wedding, a family wedding, and one of my husband's cousins goes, "Hey, I saw you on YouTube." Well, they don't all know. Actually, it's really like, my mom, my daughter, my husband, and, maybe people surmise that I have, I don't know. But we've been very, very close-knit about it from my desire. And so not even like my in-laws, I haven't really openly shared it with them. So when he said that, my husband and my heart dropped to my stomach. I'm like, "You did? Which one did you see?" And he's like, "Your camping video." Well, I put a camping video up in my Watch PattiMelt.
Yes. Yeah.
But I also, for my business, used to do a lot of videos. And I did do a camping video in my business. And I said, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah." And then I went through and watched the rest of your videos. And I'm like, "You did? Which ones?" And he's like, he was looking for something that had to do with a garbage disposal. And I had done this video for my business on a garbage disposal. So it popped up in his feed, and that's where he started rolling with them. But anyways, at that moment, I'm like, okay, I'm still not okay with this. I need to do something right now. I wouldn't say I'm getting more open or better. I've shared it with a few more people. And if somebody approaches me and asks me about surgery, or asks me, "Hey, how have you lost weight?" A lot of people I have had ask me on social media, "How'd you lose your weight?" And I'll reach out to them and I'll say, "I'd love to talk with you," because it's not just surgery. There's a whole life change that happens with it. It's awesome that we have this gift, and I want to share it with them, but I want them to understand the whole enchilada. I don't want to take a lot of their time, and I always preface it with, "Hey, I'm not selling a thing, okay? I'm not selling any pills or anything." And it's interesting. I've had only one person actually, and I'll say, "I'll come meet with you." I'll drive to wherever they are. I don't know what it is, but they'll be like, "Okay, let's get in touch next week," or whatever, and I'll email them or whatever, and I never hear from them. So it's like, it's kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
So it's a bummer. It's a bummer, because I do want to share with people who really want to make a change. But I also realize my journey isn't the same as whatever. Not everyone wants to do this, and not everyone, is open to it. So sorry, that was a long answer. My apologies.
That's good. No,
so yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's just interesting because I've always been very open about my surgery everywhere, and I went out on a date this weekend with somebody I'd met online, didn't tell them, and was nervous about telling them, but thought I had to because of the way the part of the conversation was going, and so I did tell him. And he was telling me today when we went out that his friends had a big opinion about that. And I was like, "Wow, really?" And that's the first time that I've confronted that, and I don't like it. So I see more what you're thinking. It's like, what are they talking about? They have no idea what this is about.
Well, what is their opinion?
Well, I don't know. He didn't go too much in depth with it, but that people who do that have lots of problems and blah, blah, blah. But he even said, he goes, people know a little bit about nothing, and that's where they come from. But this was the first time that I was nervous about telling someone about it, because, of course, my mind goes to, okay, now all he's going to be thinking about is fatty skin. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, I've been recently thinking about taking my videos down, too. On one hand, I don't want to because I want to share my experience. And on the other hand, like I have so much happening in my life professionally and personally too. But I just feel like I don't want to be so exposed right now. It's like
Yeah.
kind of raw, you know. I did take down my one video about where I talked about how weight loss surgery hurt my marriage. I had like almost 17,000 views on that. And I think once you get up to like that number, you get so many strangers start commenting, and the things they would say are so nasty, like, you know, being.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, like, I just had enough of them. Like, you know, I don't need your opinion about my life, thank you.
And that's growth right there too. I mean, it's growth. It's just the whole. I think we go through seasons too with our journey, and like right now, I feel really comfortable. And if somebody finds my videos and whatever, so be it. It's meant to be. It is what it is. But we just go through different seasons in our life, and we're all not the same. But you know, I do. If somebody's serious about really wanting to consider this, I do want to talk with them and tell them about it, because people have so many, you know, misconceptions, and nobody's journey is the same. That's the thing. So.
Agreed. Patti, do you consider yourself like a compulsive eater, or do you think you might have a food addiction? And how did you handle that post-op?
That's a great question. I don't think I'm a compulsive overeater, or maybe I was, but I would say I'm a food addict. I would say that I definitely associated food with just a lot of emotion, a lot of satisfaction, a lot of, you know, I've worked my butt off all day. I can at least go and have a great meal tonight and enjoy that, you know, giving, that kind of thing, where it's just an unhealthy relationship. So dealing with that afterwards, it's interesting, because I've been going through a lot of things, just continuing to expand my growth through this, and I am going to start seeking out a little bit of therapy, I believe, just in relation to continuing to handle things long term, because, you know, it's an addiction. It's interesting, because I've never gone through a 12-step program, but recently I've done some things that would probably be considered 12-step-ish. And I had lunch with a friend this week, and I wanted to apologize to her. And I've wanted to for a long time. Do you guys have time for a story?
Yeah.
Anyways, she's a dear friend of mine. She's in my core group of, you know, my 6 real close friends. And she got married a couple years ago, and she got married later in life, and she actually recently had a baby. And there's a couple times in the last 10 years where I wasn't happy with a couple things that occurred. But one thing that was bad was when on her wedding day, I felt fat and terrible, and I hated what I was wearing, and I just hated everything about it. And we went to her wedding, and then we went to her reception after. I saw her, I took a picture with her, and I said, "Come on, Danny, we're out of here. I don't feel good." And you know what? She's like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea." Well, she wouldn't. She's the bride. Sometimes we can become, especially when we feel so terrible about ourselves, so self-consumed that everyone's focused on us, and they're not. They're just not. Nobody has time for that. I just apologized to her. I said, "I am just so sorry that I missed out on a big part of your day because of the way I felt about myself." And it was just, it was good, you know. And she shared some things with me, and it was really good. But it was nice to just have that cleansing with her and just come out, so to speak. So
that's
yeah.
Awesome. You know, and that's a good point. Like, before surgery, there were so many social events that I just wouldn't go to, period, because I didn't want to deal with that. Are they going to look at what I'm eating? Are they going to look at what I'm wearing? Like, how are they going to talk? Are they going to talk to me at all because I'm overweight?
Yeah.
And like, not an issue anymore at all.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful?
It's so wonderful. And I think we already touched on this question. Do you have carb cravings now, or because you've never really gone there, that doesn't happen for you?
I don't really have carb cravings. I really don't have carb cravings. Once in a while, I'll be like, I love chocolate chip cookies. They were my downfall before. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, a chocolate chip cookie would be so good right now. So I might have a Quest bar in place of that. But besides that, that's about the only thing I ever go, that sounds good.
Now, in terms of the question that Jennifer was asking in terms of being a food addict, do you feel that you use food to deal with emotions? And if so, how do you handle that now?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like I did. And I just feel like, gosh, how do I deal with my emotions now? I feel a lot freer in my mind, and I feel like it was like a vicious circle almost. Like food played a big part in it, and my health played a big part of it, and the way I felt about myself. So now I don't feel as emotional anymore. Not that I don't connect with people. That's not. I just mean like I had so much anxiety and things, and it was just this vicious circle. So I don't want to say that I don't have emotions. I do. You know, I went through the death of my niece earlier this year, and I probably drank too much coffee at the time. Yeah, we were drinking coffee like crazy then. But I just feel like the vicious circle has kind of depleted, and so I'm not looking to food to satisfy anymore. But again, I still need therapy, and that's next step. So.
Yeah, I think we all need therapy. I think that's understood.
So another online question that we had was actually in regards to like beauty products that you use. Like, what beauty regimen products do you use, and what about shapewear as well?
Oh, beauty regimen as far as like cleaning my face or moisturizing?
Like everything about your face.
Oh, okay.
And you actually have a video about that, don't you?
Do I have a video about my face?
I
talked about the products I use. Oh, yeah. I did talk about
Well, tell us again about your product.
Okay, well, it kind of varies, but I use I just wash my face with Cetaphil or, a really, really mild soap, and and then I take my eye makeup off with Neutrogena eye makeup remover. Let's see, I have this toner spray that's really, really mild, and I just spray it on my face. I think it's like Suzanne Summers, but I just got it in a kit a million years ago, and it's not a big deal. Sometimes I use this really light scrub. There's two or three products I use, not on a consistent basis for the scrub, but it's by Dr. Hauschka, Hauschka. And so it's a scrub. And then this is funny, but I saw J-Lo on Andy Cohen one night, whatever his show's called, Watch What Happens Live. And he asked her, do you really spend $1,000 per application on your moisturizer? And she's like, no, I use this stuff from Whole Foods called Dr. Hauschka's Rose Cream. So that's how I was introduced to Dr. Hauschka's Rose Cream, because I think she has beautiful skin. So I started using his Dr. Hauschka's Rose Cream Moisturizer, and I use the under eye cream, and that's it. It doesn't help obviously doesn't help anything with these under eye crazy wrinkles. But
what about foundation? What foundation do you use? Yeah, you always look gorgeous.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks, you ladies. And look who I'm looking at. Stop it. Stop. What
foundation do you use? Because your skin always, in person, her skin is like flawless.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I use, it's always different, but right now I use a squirt of, like 1 pump of Makeup Forever HD, and 1 squirt, there's a new one by Too Faced, and I use 1 squirt of that, and I mix it together, and I go, just like that. So, yeah. That's it.
And do you mix it with Tarani syrup too?
that actually, you know what? I might turn. The food addiction might really come out of the closet then. I gotta go put makeup on.
And how about shapewear? Do you ever wear shapewear? And if you do, what kind do you use?
I do. I wear shapewear typically with a dress. I don't really wear them with jeans, but there's a couple different kinds I wear. So I wear, how do I say it? It's kind of like, I don't want to call it suspenders, but they come down mid-leg, mid-thigh, and they go all the way up, and they really suck you into right up under the boobies. Mm-hmm. And then it comes over your shoulders, and you wear your own bra underneath, whether it's a strapless or a regular bra. So that's one kind. And that's I get it at Target. I think it's Maidenform.
Okay.
Yeah, Maidenform at Target.
This is wasn't on my list, so sorry I'm throwing you this question. But you have such wonderful style always. and I was the lovely beneficiary of your clothes that you were too small for. But do you have any style suggestions for people who are in the process of losing weight in terms of what to wear? And
oh, that's a good question. I just say, you know, how we dress as super morbidly obese people, or more wherever we're at, whether we're obese, morbidly obese, it changes. For me, it changed what I wanted to wear all the way through. So at different points, my style changed. I had dreams.
Pre-op, she had more black pants than I could even imagine that, like, is in a Lane Bryant store. She had so many pairs of black pants.
Don't we all have tons of black, right? Now, it's nice to, like, be able to wear color now and things, and not be like, yeah, I have white pants on right now, go figure. But, yeah, so I would just say that as far as tips for people, I would just say go with what's comfortable. And I would say you don't have to buy a lot of clothes, just have a couple things that fit at each stage, because it'll make you feel better if you're actually wearing clothes that fit and that aren't too baggy. It's funny because my daughter kept saying, your jeans are too big, but I was so used to being comfortable all the time and loose-fitting clothes and stuff, and I was just like, and I'd put on jeans that were fitted or a little more tight, and she'd be like, that's right. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to kill me. So,
yeah, I do that all the time too. It's like I never wore tight jeans, and like my 12s that I'm wearing today are feeling a little loose, and it's like, oh nope, gotta get new pants because I just don't like that feeling anymore. And you look heavier if you're wearing baggy clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, so, we really don't need a ton of clothes, you know, a basic pair of pants or, you know, a basic pair of jeans. And I just wouldn't buy a lot all the way down because you will spend money after money after money. Save the money to when you get to your goal, because that's when it gets really fun, because the clothes you always wanted to wear, you're no longer afraid to be perceived anymore. You just go, whatever, I'm wearing them. I got here, I'm wearing them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you had some tips for pre-oppers and newbies out there, what would they be?
Okay, can I answer one question Jennifer asked earlier real quick? And
oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so you asked me on my shapewear. I have one more piece of shapewear that I wear all the time, which I don't always wear that full body thingy. I also sometimes, like if I'm just wearing pants and I don't want to be cinched in up top, I'll wear, they're like bike shorts, you know, so they come up. They're kind of high-waisted bike shorts, and those are actually Spanx that I wear. But I don't have a big collection of shapewear, but I love those. I have them in black and then in the nude color. So, okay, sorry.
I have the same thing. I had Spanx, and I also had the exact same thing from the Dress Barn. And the ones from the Dress Barn I found were even more comfortable than the Spanx. And they still held you in, so it's a little tip there.
Good to know. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, sorry, Elizabeth. What was your question?
Sorry, I just read a comment that was a little racy about the title "Truth, Naked Truth." So I think somebody wants us to play strip poker. But anyway, my question was, if you had some tips for pre-oppers and people who are newly out from surgery, what would they be to get the most out of their weight loss surgery journey?
Well, all I can tell you is what probably at that defining moment, what really, really helped me. There's probably two things, and I'm going to go pretty high level here because you can take these items and then really hone in. One, I took a major personal inventory of why things had failed me in the past so I could make decisions on how to change those things going forward. If I was going to do something this drastic, I needed to really commit to making changes for the long term. So, for example, one of the things is I used to cook for my family all the time. Well, my daughter at the time, she was probably 20, let's see, she's 26. So she was 24 at the time, getting ready to move out and all that kind of thing, going to be buying her own home. So what we decided was when I was doing OptiFast to keep me out of the and we sat down and I said, this would help me, is if you were in charge of doing the grocery shopping and you paid for it, you and your dad, because she was going to be taking that on soon by buying her own house, and you prepared both lunches and dinners for you and your dad. And it taught her, she just totally discovered her love for cooking. She's an amazing cook now. It's awesome. And then it also gave her an idea of what food costs are and how to shop, you know, before she moved out. And it completely helped and supported me. And my husband now, he's always like, I wonder what Olivia's making for dinner tonight. he really is an amazing cook, you know. So, and their bond group, you know, I mean, they're super close, but, you know, just talking about food, like, Dad, what would you like to have? So that was really cool. So that was just one thing where I knew keeping me out of the kitchen was going to be helpful. But I would just say, you know, what are the things that have held you back from being successful? And don't be afraid to incorporate the changes you need to make in your life with those people who are your closest with, because they will love you and they will support you. And sometimes they may have some obstinance to it. I mean, my husband was not on board with surgery initially, but once he was educated and talked to the doctors and that stuff, he became a proponent of it. And he is so happy now. But that's one thing. I would just take a huge personal inventory of that, and then go granular on it and make a plan for the long term. And then secondly is, as far as focus goes, I'm pretty focused, and every day I really try to just say, okay, this was the hugest thing in my life that I ever took on. And I have to give this some focus every day because I don't want to go back. And I hope this lasts for the long term. I hope I never become complacent, because the little tiny bit of good decision you make today has huge compound results. It's like the compound effect. It really, really does. And it works, you guys. I mean, believe me, I'm telling you, this is missed failure right here. I have failed at every diet, everything before. We are awesome at losing weight. We just haven't been good at keeping it off in the past. So that focus, and boy, I can really
Those are great, though. I mean, those are really great tips.
Thanks. Thank you. That's what I have in my past.
It's about the mindset. I mean, it's about the mindset around it, not so much like the technical, mechanical components, which we all sort of pretty much know what we're supposed to do. I mean, I think those are great tips.
Well, thanks. And I really do think if you can get used to doing those mechanical components before surgery, it is so helpful for the long term. So, because everything at first is so overwhelming, but just break it up and focus on it.
Yep.
So, Patti, what's next for you?
Well, in the immediate near future, I am actually going to be having my reconstructive surgery. I hate to call it, I don't know why I hate the word plastic surgery, so I'm not saying it. So I'm having a reconstruction overhaul. I'm having my paniculectomy, full tummy tuck, and the muscle repair, and then I'm having a lift and augmentation. So that'll be in November. It's the Monday after Thanksgiving. So, yeah. So
that is so exciting. Are you going to be recording that experience?
That's a good question. I've been thinking about. I think aspects of it. Yeah, I will. I don't know if I'll ever do a skin. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Jury's out. I'll just say that. But I'm leaning towards yes. Because obviously I want to put it out there for people who, you know, are exploring. So
awesome. I would definitely be watching that. But
thank you.
Yeah, me too.
I would watch anything you put up. But
well, likewise.
Particularly your shoe haul. That was very cool.
Thanks. Hey, as a matter of fact, I didn't share this the day on Friday. You want me to show my outfit?
Yeah, show your outfit.
Okay. Oh, I don't have shoes on. Well, just have white pants on. I have this shirt on right now, which is one of my faves. But one of the things, too, is I've gotten involved. There's a lady here. She's a local designer, and I've always loved her stuff but wouldn't wear it before because I didn't feel like I was worthy. Or, you know what I'm saying. I didn't feel like I'd feel good in it. Yeah. So, anyways, I had told her about my journey back when I hit my goal because I'd always wanted to wear one of her dresses, and we've been connected through social media. And so, anyways, because she wanted to follow my journey. She's been following my journey for a while, and so as I've gotten to my goal, she has a celebrity clientele that she caters to and who's done a lot of modeling and stuff for her. So this last week I did a photo shoot for her because I'm a normal person, and so I'm going to be featured with her clothes and stuff on her website. Anyways, I can send you guys a link. Right now she's having 50% off on so many things, so if you guys want to have people see that, I'm happy to send you a link. And
it's super cute.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. She's got great cuts and everything. It's very forgiving. I mean, it hides the panties.
So yes, send us the link, and then I'll put a link to it below in the video below.
Okay, very good. Her name's Marissa Kinson, and it's beautiful stuff.
I can't wait to see it. I love the top you're wearing. I think it's gorgeous.
Thank you. She's got great things.
So I don't have any more questions on YouTube, but I have 2 comments I just want to throw out there, and then Jennifer, I don't know if you have any questions on Facebook, but Kim Can Do It says hello, everyone. Hi, Kim. And Lauren Hayden says, I love the positive vibes I feel from you all. I'm 5 weeks out of VSG surgery today, 28 pounds gone since surgery. Party.
Awesome. Good girl. Right on.
I have one more comment from Facebook. Michael May says, Patti is such a true lady, super nice, and always so elegant.
Aww. Michael May, I love you, my Texan. I love you.
I want to be her when I grow up, even though she's younger than me. But.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
So,
you're silly.
So we tried. Do you have any other questions or comments, Jennifer?
We had some other questions, but we're like kind of running out of time, and I don't want to miss the most. Like, this next part is my favorite part of the show, so I don't want to like mess it up. So let's just. I'm sorry if we didn't get to your questions on this episode. We got to as many as we could, but we're going to get to this next part, which is really fun. So.
Okay. So this is inside the weight loss surgery studio. What's your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my favorite word? I don't.
Did you not read this part of the question?
I didn't. Oh, my favorite word is love. I mean, love.
What's your least favorite word?
See you next Tuesday.
Now, see, that was a favorite word from somebody else if you chose that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I can't wait. Somebody's going to type that on my YouTube video. Hi, see you next Tuesday.
At least you didn't say moist. That's been the word of the day. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Music.
What turns you off?
Self-absorbed manipulating people.
Good. What is your favorite curse word?
Well, of course, sparkle. And I'm going to say, my mom's going to laugh because, this is her favorite curse word, but it's also a shit. And it's not a shit, it's oh shit.
Okay.
That's both of ours.
What sound or noise do you love?
Water, ocean, rain. Yeah.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Ooh. I hate multiple forms of media. Like if somebody's listening to the radio and the TV's on, or watching YouTube videos and the TV's on, that drives me nuts. Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Since I was 3 years old, wanted to be a park ranger, and I still want to be a park ranger.
Hey, we got through this whole thing without talking about you being a Jenny Craig counselor.
That's the question is, what is the most complicated job you've ever had? I was the Jenny Craig Center director.
And I have to tell you, she told me that when we were doing at our pre-op program, we had to show that we could walk around the block before they would approve us for surgery. And I laughed so hard, I thought I was going to die. Anyway.
I think you peed a little.
I think I did. What profession, I said that. What profession would you not like to do?
Oh. Ooh. Well, I was a waitress for a couple weeks. I was very bad, so hence the couple weeks. So I guess that I would not want to be. I'm just not good at carrying a lot of things. I'm very klutzy. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would love God to say, "Welcome home, good and faithful one. Here's everyone you've been missing. We've been waiting for you. Here, let's party." And one other thing I'd love to say to God, I need to understand all this stuff I don't understand. Help me.
Yeah.
I need answers.
Awesome. Well,
awesome.
Those are our questions. I just want to say I love you.
Oh, I adore you. I love you guys so much. It's been so much fun.
This has been so much fun.
And everyone.
Next week we have Lindsay Fly on, and Elizabeth will actually be there with her, so we'll have her live. And then the following week, Elizabeth will be gone. She'll be in London. Is that where you'll be?
Yeah.
She'll be in London. Unfortunately, she won't be able to do the show with us that week. So Zen Maiden has agreed to co-host the show with me that week. I'm very excited to have her on as a co-host. And we will be interviewing our first male of the year, Frankensleeve. So looking really forward to that show as well.
Very cool.
And we've got we're only teasing 2 weeks in advance, but we've got some really exciting people coming up that you guys are going to be thrilled to hear about. And I just want to make a plug to ask you guys, if you aren't already subscribed to The Naked Truth, to make sure to subscribe. I work a lot with YouTube, and there's a LA YouTube space here, and there's so many cool things we can do, but we have to have 1,000 subscribers to do them. And I think we're at, what, like 700 and something? So if you haven't subscribed and you're watching, please subscribe and share it with your friends. And have a great week.
Thanks, you guys. Love everyone.
Patty.
Love you guys. Love everyone. Thanks for